Hello everyone, how's it going? My name's Harlem Pickle and welcome back to a brand new live stream. Today we are going to be continuing to work on our rocket fuel city, and I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days, and I do honestly think this might be my favourite thing I've ever built. But before we get into the rocket fuel city, we've had a very quick visit now to our starter factory. And you might have noticed in the last 25 hours or so of streaming in the last week and a couple of days, I have only not had a resource I wanted once. Every other time I've had a resource through my dimensional depot, and this is the reason why. This thing has been continuously stocked, but because we have built so much in the last 11-ish days, it is about time that we actually start to restock it. Because simply put, if my dimensional depots are not fully stocked, then we may be experiencing some issues down the line that I don't really want to be experiencing. So I've gone ahead and I've added a little bit of... No, I haven't. I've added a little bit of concrete to a couple of these down here. If you just go down here, there we go. So these guys are rammed full with concrete. Not all of them, most of them, but that is what I'm going to be doing very quickly at the start of today's live stream. As you can see, we have got an absolute ton of these storage containers for our concrete, because I'm using a lot of concrete. But we have got a couple other items here and there, such as copper sheets, which is completely empty. Rotors, which isn't actually that bad. What do I need to make fuel generators with? That's actually a good question. Okay, so I'm going to have to stock my dimensional depots to have a lot of this particular resource. Because again, I'm going to need hundreds, if not over 1,000 fuel-powered generators. So that is definitely something I do want to try and focus on today, just like so. And again, a little bit of motors there as well. But I do want to start with our concrete, and luckily I've got well over 150,000 concrete in storage. So that shouldn't be too difficult. But welcome again to everyone who's watching today's live stream. Hope that everyone's doing good today. We're going to have a nice relax and chill stream today, like always. In case you guys are new, I do try and stream every day I can when I'm not at university. I'm live here on this channel. So feel free to stick around if Satisfactory is a game that you quite enjoy, because I do cover quite a lot of it here. As some of you may be aware, I do quite a lot of Satisfactory, but I enjoy it, what can I say? It's been a weird day today already. It has been a weird day. I'm just looking forward just to relaxing now. Streaming some games. And hopefully it will be nice and chill, hopefully. I mean, I don't really rage playing this game. I find it very difficult to rage playing Satisfactory. There's not really anything rage-inducing. I suppose when the game crashes, because I can't restart it without my internet crashing, and of course if my internet crashes, the stream crashes, but that's not really the game's fault. That's something's fault. I don't know what, but I don't know if it's necessarily the game's fault. But yeah. Why have I got that there? I must have been filming some sort of cinematic shot. Oh dear. That was loud. Additionally, our awesome sinks are coming along. We've already got 16 coupons. And I think in my personal inventory in the dimensional depot, if I go into coupons... Okay, good, we've got 591 coupons now. Which is not too bad. It's not great. Again, I have lost tons of my coupons. I don't know where they are. I don't know where I put them. Which is really annoying. But it is what it is. Also, I'll be drinking tons of water throughout the first, most likely 20 minutes of today's stream. Because I've only just come back from a run, and I haven't had enough time to actually just relax yet, so excuse that. But water's important though, so that's okay. Make sure that's completely filled up. And I believe we have some concrete containers up here. Nope, 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 no. There we go. And I think that is going to be it for our concrete. Lovely. Okay, what's our next resource? I might as well dump this also into my personal, not personal inventory. Actually, it is called that, isn't it? Personal storage boxes, yeah. In fact, you guys are already kind of filled up, so you know what? Boom, just get rid of that. The next item that I did very briefly see there was motors, and I think I was collecting some motors over there, but I think I sunk all of them now. But I should have some motors over here. Okay, we've got no motors over there. How about iron plates? I know that I've got iron plates here. I think. And yeah, you're going somewhere. So we'll do that. And we'll grab a bunch of them there as well. Okay. I'm hoping this won't take too long to do. Fingers crossed. Okay, so all of you guys are fine. Copper sheets is something else that I desperately need as well. Absolutely. Get a bunch of iron plates into there. We do have to come back to get a little bit more. And how about those iron rods? I'm actually rather unsure. Do I need iron rods, sir? No, I don't. Okay. Interesting. I guess I've never run out of it, so I've never had to use it. Fair enough. Welcome, Bulldog MCC. Hope that you're doing good today, man. Welcome. You can go back into where? I mean, you're already completely filled up, so honestly, just get rid of that then. Okay, copper sheets. Am I storing copper sheets anywhere? Not anymore, no. Although I thought I was making some. Well, clearly not. Okay. Why are you not making anything? Oh, there's a random bit of copper sheet there. Really? Damn, that's annoying. Oh well. As you can tell, I'm deeply concerned by that. It's fine. Okay, so there's definitely no copper sheets over there. That's okay. There, I don't think will be any up here. No, there definitely won't be. Okay. Let's have a very quick look around here. Is there any copper sheets I can have? There's 400 in here. Absolutely take that. And is there any more in here I could have? I mean steel. Yeah, there's a little bit. Hopefully there's going to be quite a lot more down here. Otherwise we're in slight trouble. I mean, that's not really enough, is it? Right. Okay, so I think what we're going to end up doing now is very quickly converting you lots all to copper sheets. You can't make copper sheets, but oh well. Great. What I'm then going to end up doing is removing that, which means, hopefully, we should start to see some copper sheets now being produced over here. Brilliant. And you will all then come into these storage containers, and then just, yeah. Just yeah, you know. That was an accidental placement, but I think that will honestly be fine. Splitter. Oh, in fact, you were actually in the wrong place anyway. Damn. There we go. Then same thing over here now as well, I think. Actually, no, you're fine. Yeah, everything here is now completely fine. Brilliant. Then grab that. Then grab... Oh. Where are you going? Okay, now you're finally getting into there. Great. And everything that isn't a copper sheet can just get removed. I don't need it. And hopefully by the end of us sorting everything out, we are going to have a few hundred extra copper sheets. Fingers crossed. Of course, that's not going to be there forever, but if I am in desperate need of a certain item, then I have no issues trying to make a bunch of it. And I think we actually had to go down here, didn't we? Yes, there we go. Right, so what I'm going to do is this. Copper sheets are extremely important, by the way. Especially because we are using quite a lot of pipes. It's important that we have copper sheets, and also plastic and rubber. Next, we need a bunch of motors. Okay, which we haven't got any. It's what we just found out a minute ago. However, I did have a bunch of motors over here, and I know how I can get a bunch of them because I'm still making a lot of them, just sinking everything. So what I'm actually going to do is come over to here, then get rid of that. Then hopefully, again, within the space of... Oh, wait a minute. Well, in that case, I don't know how many I actually need here. I don't want to take everything, but I will take a fair amount. That should be plenty. I didn't realize I had so much there. Oh well, let's go. Deary me. We have to go down. Oh, hello. Oh, we've got another thing here for motors. I had no idea I had two. That makes sense though, because I'm also going to be needing them for our fuel generators. And in fact, we're going to need, again, about 1,000 of these things. So if I very quickly head over to our fuel tab, or sorry, power tab, then just go 999. There we go, 1,000. So I'm going to need roughly 15,000 motors. At the minute, I definitely haven't got that. I can tell you that much for free. I will very quickly go and grab the rest of our motors and just chuck them into here. I didn't realize I needed that much. So maybe I don't want to be sinking all of them. Same with our encased industrial beams as well. I had no idea I needed that much. You know what? Same with everything. Because I'm not really keeping resources to make 1,000 fuel generators, obviously. Even though I suppose I should be, because it's what I need now. Next, we also need the encased industrial beams. Which is being made over there. Quite far away now, actually. I might as well go grab it and just start storing a bunch of it. Copper sheets we've already dealt with. Rubber. Plastic and rubber. I am going to need a lot of this in my storage areas. As of right now, I've got about 10k. You know what? Rubber and plastic won't be a problem. I don't even need plastic. Actually, no, I do. I need plastic because Mark II pipes require plastic. And we're going to need many thousands of those pipes. The last thing is quick wire. I just haven't got enough quick wire and there's no way I can sugarcoat it. I haven't got enough at all. So let's go get some. And let's also dedicate a storage container to some as well. For now, I can just chuck you into here. Heavy modular frames. You guys need a bit of help. Concrete there as well. Although, again, I wouldn't mind having an industrial storage container for quick wire. In fact, where even is my quick wire coming to? I know that I was making a bunch of it over there, but am I not bringing it in here now? I mean, it doesn't look like it, does it? Unless it's going around that way. No, it should be here. I think, you know what happened? I designed this for our quick wire, but I never actually moved our quick wire in this direction because I just didn't need to. So now it's over here. Right. The way that I now want to try and do this is by very quickly redesigning this area here. And making it look slightly better. As much as it is currently functional, which is great, it's not as good as it can be. And that will affect me. So we do a little bit of that, that's okay. And when it comes to this one in particular, what I can do is grab our 4-meter blueprints. Then no. And vertically just bring it down like so. Okay. It's a bit of a weird bend, but at least now it's central, which is what I need it to do. What I then want is an industrial storage container right around here. Beautiful. I then want to go with one more. And that should honestly be fine for quick wire because of how much I'm producing here per minute. Everything should now just be fine. Yeah. No other way of putting it, really. Let's very quickly try and get our awesome sink into here. And plop you down like so. We then need a smart splitter. And this is where things get rather important. Because when I select the smart splitter, I'd like you to go... That's perfect. Mark 5 conveyor belt there, Mark 5 conveyor belt there. What I then want to try and do is bring you out to about... Yeah, that's good enough, actually. Yeah. Back to organization and place in our dimensional depot. I have actually got 26 Mercer spheres, and I will be doing a stream hopefully on Friday. So not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Where I want to try and just collect a bunch of slugs to then turn into shards. But maybe if I find any Mercer spheres, I can just try and get them as well, because, I mean, quite frankly, why not, right? Now, you are going to only be for the overflow. This is going to take priority. So any item can then go into there. Perfect. Okay. And let's see. I think there's 48 slots in here, isn't there? If I very quickly check this. 48 slots. I've got 2 of them, so that's 96. 96 times by 500 is 48,000. So by the time that both of these are completely filled up, we're only 2,000 quick wire away from getting that. Or from reaching the goal that we need. So we've pretty much sorted that out completely fine. Rubber and plastic. As you can see again, we are producing an absolute ton of plastic and a ton of rubber. This is all getting sunk at the minute. But by the time it comes to the stage of us needing all that plastic and rubber, I can just stop sinking them. And we'll have, what, 50k easily in no time. Copper sheets, again, that's just going to fill up as well over time. In case industrial beam, I need to go collect. I suppose I can go get it now. Why not? And motors, that, yet again, will just take its time, unfortunately. Is there anything else here that I also want? We need a row of computers. Okay, everything else here I can just sort of dump, if I'm honest with you. Because it is kind of unnecessary. So we can get a row of computers. We need quite a lot of heavy modular frames there as well, don't we? Yes. But again, I'm pretty sure I'm sinking most of this stuff now. Which isn't necessarily ideal. And as you can tell by the floating awesome sink, it's also a temporary thing that's been here for the last few hundred hours. But oh well. Welcome, Vinod. Hope that you're doing good, man. Welcome to the stream. We can get all that. Why not? Computers. Get a good row of this. I might need a couple of you lots. I don't see why not. Everything else here should be completely fine. We've already got 31. I'm surprised that isn't actually a bit more. Because you're making 4.75 per minute. Actually, that's probably the reason why I'm only making 4.75. Okay, that's still fine. Doing well, how are you? Yeah, not doing too bad. Just making sure that our dimensional depots are filled up. Because otherwise we might run into trouble down the line, and I don't particularly want that to happen. Trouble is bad. Bad is trouble. Right, why is it doing that? There we go. Aluminium casing. Why is it bringing up my inventory every time I want to try and back off of this? Press escape and it works, I suppose. And then a couple of owl-clad aluminium sheets. In fact, quite a lot. In case industrial beams then have to just slot into there, and regular steel beams into here. Now, I believe I had crystal oscillators somewhere. If not, it's fine. I doubt it's that important, really. No? Okay, fair enough. I'll just store them over here for now, then. So we'll make a very quick trip to our coal facility. And we'll continue with the rest of the plans. 10 depots just for concrete. I think I've got the same now as well. I'm not really using too much concrete, but the problem is when I do the exteriors of, for example, my rocket fuel city, that requires quite a bit of concrete, and also our dimensional depots as well. That requires an ungodly amount of concrete. Oh, dodging and weaving. There we go. I haven't been here in ages. Because there's nothing to do. Ooh, have I tamed you? Nope, that's fine. I don't like this factory anymore. Firstly, it's loud. And secondly, it's just not really what I wanted it to be. Yep, so here's the problem. I like this. When did I add that? Oh well. As you can tell, I definitely like to stay on top of my factories. Even though I have no clue what I'm doing here. Right. So at the minute, you're both coming down here just to get sunk. When in reality, I could be storing quite a lot of these in case industrial beams. So, the way that I want to try and do this is... How do I want to try and do this? Yeah, I can do this. Yep. Okay, maybe not that. Oh. There we go. And zoop that up to around about here. Brilliant. I'll then like to very quickly add in our conveyor belts. Just like so. I like that new animation, by the way. Now it looks like when you try and bring up this menu, it fades onto the screen a little bit. I like that. Rather than it just popping out of nowhere, it fades. Good, I like that. That's a smooth transition. So you're now all going to go into here, but we've got another problem. It begins with V and ends in versatile framework. That's right, it's versatile framework, because I don't actually want this. Luckily, this can be solved pretty simply by using, and I'm not going to spoil this one. It begins with S and ends in Mart Splitter. I'll give you guys a second to guess. That is right, it's a smart splitter. And I want to try and... Okay, I won't place it down there. Screw you. How about now? Thank you. Great. And essentially what's going to be happening here is all of our industrial... Lovely. In case industrial beams are going to go this way, and all of our versatile frameworks will now be heading off in this direction. To see if this is going to work, let's just stand here for a couple seconds. Okay, I'm bored. Let's just assume it's worked. Wow. And then we plop down our awesome sink. We can do it right over here, why not? Welcome, Crazy Boy Don. Hope that you're doing good today. Menu fade was new, and yes, it's very cool. Yeah, it is. Well, I think it's new. Unless we're both looting our mines, which honestly, I might have lost mine already. But yes, I'm fairly certain it is new, and yeah, it is quite nice. Okay, I think I'm going to need no more than 4 of these, maybe. That should be plenty. We'll go with 1 here, and just mirror it over here. Like so. Brilliant. Lastly, before I bring you into there, which, ooh. Sorry. I'm gonna go with, if I go with overflow, actually, no, I don't know. The problem is, if this fully backs up, I then don't want my versatile frameworks to get stuck in here as well. But if I go with any down here, I'm hoping that if this backs up, all of my encased industrial beams and versatile frameworks will then head off in this direction. That is the plan. If not, then oh dear. I'm going to plop you down into there. Select the straight mode, and there we go. Oh, I haven't hooked it up yet. Wow, that was really good. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. And again, we've got 48 slots, 96. 96 times by 2 is 190, no, 184. Yes, 184 times by 100. I mean, kind of obvious. 18,400. Which is more than what I actually need for the entire project. So if all 4 of these storage containers get filled to the brim, then I've got enough encased industrial beams to last me for, well, a long time. Let's just say that. Great. Okay, so we've now got that sorted as well. What's next? I suppose just waiting for motors and the copper sheets, which I'm not going to be waiting for today because that's going to take them like, days to give me the amount that I actually need. Now let's continue, I'd say, and get back to our main factory. I could be filling that up for the next 20 minutes, but I can do the rest off camera. I just wanted to try and show you guys that, yes, I have got a bunch of dimensional depots, and yes, they kind of work, although I haven't really got many items on me right now. Let me just try and get some. Doesn't really matter massively what it is, as long as it's not completely useless. Like, they're both useless. I could need that. No. Why have I got 50 supercomputers on me? When am I going to need that? For what project am I going to need that for? I know why I've got that much rubber. I don't need that, though. Don't need that. Have I got any concrete? I did. Oh, I got rid of it all, didn't I? Yeah. How about in here? There we go. I know my storage system isn't perfect. I'll admit it's slightly flawed. Slightly. Very slightly. But it's okay. It does what I need it to do. Let's go. So the plan for today is we are going to be continuing with the logistic work that we started on Monday. I didn't stream yesterday, did I? No. Which should be rather grand. And it's going to take up all of this area over here. Maybe. I've actually got no idea how much area it's going to take up, but I've got to wait and see. Very quickly, you guys will see a black screen. Do not worry, the stream hasn't crashed. I don't think. This is going to be the death of me. This thing right here. Why in Europe do we do this? Stop putting... Oh, it's fine. Okay. There we go. Let's get the mathematics open. Because today what I want to try and do is focus on this. And then after we make 750 rubber, we're then going to be going ahead to make 2,000 plastic. Oh, dearie, good golly me. Yep. Oh, well, I mean, the good news is, I only need 750 rubber in my entire playthrough, and all of it is being made at once. That's kind of cool. I like that. Have I even got the blueprints for this? I know that I've got a bunch of rubber and plastic blueprints, but I don't know if you're actually going to be the right one, because I'm going to be needing plastic and fuel to enter this. I don't think you're actually correct. No. Oh, thank you very much too, Manak, for the sub. That's very kind, thank you. There we go. Welcome to the channel. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just get on with it, because this is going to be some rather rough logistic work. Let's just say that. Starting with this, again, we are going to have to change you to plastic, which is fine. Exact same recipe. There we go. 20 plastic in, 10 heavy ore residue out. Yes. Which means I'm going to have to place down 20 of these. Or 10 blueprints. Okay. First things first, I actually just want to go ahead and skin this layer. Just so it makes the logistics part of it a bit easier. Like so. Okay. And that over there as well. The reason as to why I'm doing this is because when I work on my logistics floor, sometimes, well, first of all, it's easy access to above and below the logistic floor, which makes transportation for me quite easy. And secondly, it just brings in all that natural light. I like to have natural light when I work on my logistic floors, because sometimes it can get quite dark, as we're about to see in 10 minutes when it's night outside. Okie dokies. Blueprints. I'm going to want you guys... Ooh. Where should we have in and outputs? I think input this way. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Will they move you up here? We can tell this is the correct layer because, as you can see, the refinery sits rather perfectly here on the asphalt. Move you back there a little bit. That's pretty nice. I like that. I like where you're positioned there as well. So I think we can go ahead and honestly just plop this in now. Let's do it. We'll then select blueprint mode. This way I can snap this blueprint to this blueprint and everything is just fine and dandy. Can I get one more in here? Where is it? Are you kidding me? Really? I was wondering where that was. Okay, so the gap on this side is... Oh, wait a minute. Right. I can't get the last refinery in. Which is fine. All I have to do is overclock that. I really do not want to be overclocking items. I can't stress that enough. Because I'm currently trying to reserve as much power shards as I can physically muster. That's fine. Is, let's say, 10 power shards going to break our bank? No. But it's still not ideal. I don't want to be consistently doing it. But in this scenario, tough. Because we are doing it. Okay. Now, you're going to be rotated around. Making sure that you don't obviously overlap. That's not ideal. And that's going to be actually quite good for us if I can do this. Yeah. Because then this foundation can just jut out in that direction. Then we should be able to fit all, technically 18, but when overclocked, 20 refineries into this area. Great. And before I work on the next stage, I want to make sure that everything here is just fine. Which is quite important to do. And rotate you around again. Then just like what we did over on the other side, this particular refinery is now going to go. Everything else though can stay. Just like that. Okay. Brilliant. Almost. Almost. Not quite. The next part now is going to be linking everything together. And coming out of here, we are going to have plastic, 375 plastic, which can all fit onto one conveyor belt. And 376 heavy ore residue, which will be split 50-50. And luckily, because I've got two exact rows of heavy ore residue, or technically refineries, but also heavy ore residue coming out of it, this row here can all then go towards making our fuel. And then all of this row here can just go towards being used as our turbo fuel. So that's actually worked out brilliantly. Before I forget, let's overclock your face, and let's overclock your face. Both faces must be massively overclocked. Yeah, the AutoConnect blueprint is pretty good as well. That does work. I like to use a variety myself. There we go, that's all connected. Same now on the other side. And in theory now, all I've got to try and do is just bring this down. Using our favourite tool, horizontal to vertical. Nope. Okay, where's our signs at? We haven't really got any here, so let's just make one of our own then. We're going to go into organization. Display sign. And I think honestly what we're going to do here is change the layout to this. We're then going to go to 375 188. And to be honest with you, where is it? There. Wait, I can't change that? Oh, there we go. That's better. I now know that there's 188 heavy ore residue coming out of this. Simple. I do want to make sure that all of you lot are connected, which should be very simple to do. Done. Now, of course, hook all these up. Good. Yeah, that's fine. And the last thing to connect is going to be our power and no. And the crude oil pipes. Can you loop around there? No, because you're going to, rather unfortunately, connect there with that. I can move you, in fact. Or you know what else I can do, honestly? This. And select straight mode. Boom. Wow, who would have thought just building one foundation could actually help us out? It's almost like that's kind of the whole point. Oh well. All of that's now connected. Did I do this side? I don't think so, right? No, I didn't. Additionally, where's our crude oil actually going to be coming in from? I suppose it would make sense if I brought it down this way, because we are going to be needing... Oh. Wait, 564? And how much have I got over here? It's 500 something, isn't it? Yeah, we did all this last stream. It's a lot. And this is what we're going to be doing today, by the way, so strap in. Welcome, Stingray. Hope that you're doing well. Ah, you're 472. Okay. That's not bad. I mean, it still works. 472. So we have to do 564 minus 472.5 is 91. So let's just say another 100, right? What I'm then going to do is something. Can I try and actually maintain your height? If that's possible. Apparently it's not possible. I forgot you're slightly half nudged, which is really weird. Okay. Also, apologies for the weather, if you guys can hear it. We have got, for whatever reason, some terrible rain. Which is kind of annoying. Yes, because you go down by about half a meter, sorry. Wow, the rain is bad. I don't quite like the way that looks. Oh, damn, it's hailstorm. Holy crap. Bro, we've got hailstones, like, the size of, like, rock. I know that's kind of the whole point of hailstones. But, okay, so let me just explain to you the weather in the last hour. An hour ago, it was pouring down, pissing it down in rain. 45 minutes ago, it was sunny. 30 minutes ago, it was pissing it down with rain. And now it's hailstorm outside. Welcome to England. The most inconsistent weather in the world. Anyway. That's my daily, England rants. We can relax now. Tune back in tomorrow where I rant more about the English weather. But no, seriously, like, it has to get studied. There's something wrong with our weather. It's not normal. Well, I think it's called global warming, but yeah. It's not all global warming though. Some of it's just England. There we go. I forgot to finish that wall last time. Oh, in fact, you are going to have to come down here at some points because I can't have you just coming along where the trucks are. The fluid trucks, by the way, which we can just see in the background. Have you stopped? No, okay, good. Also, what are you running off again? As of right now, nothing. I think it's called, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, it's consistently inconsistent. Absolutely. Yeah. Satisfactory has to help. Yeah, apparently so. Can you imagine this game with hail? That would be quite interesting. Oh. Yes, that's what I want you to do. And then go in here. Okay. It's a bit scary in here, actually. Oh, dearie me. We are well and truly inside the back rooms now. Another wall. There we go. Actually, you know what? This looks quite nice. It looks neat for now. I can almost guarantee it won't be staying like that. Okay, it is white outside now. Within the space of a minute, the ground's completely white. Wow. I can bring you forward, but oh man. But again, you are slightly elevated, which is a bit weird. Furthermore, you don't necessarily look straight. Can I use straight mode? I can. How's that? Oh dear. Okay, I don't mind the way that looks, I don't think. If I was just to cover it up, it looks fine from this angle. I'm talking about it like I'm going to be back here in 5 days' time. I'm not. I'm not going to be going for casual strolls in my logistic floor. But it's still nice to know that I've left it looking nice. And somewhat presentable. Because I will be doing a tour around this factory when it's done, by the way, because I do understand that not everyone's been watching since June or July. So not everyone understands what's going on. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I fully understand what I'm doing here. I know what the maths is. I've got the math sheet next to me. But there's still a lot going on. So I think a factory tour would be nice even for myself. Anyway, okay. This is where our crude oil is coming in. And like I just mentioned, we are still off by about 92. So what I'm going to do is drag you down using our favorite tool. Then bringing you round. In fact, could I attach you to the wall? In theory, I can, can't I? If I want to attach you to the wall, I mean, why not? Then what I'm honestly going to do here instead is, because in theory no one can actually see this, I want to grab this, see where you're coming, which is there. We'll do that. Welcome, Johnny. Hope that you're doing well. And line you up with this, which should be a little bit lower down than the layer we were just building on. However, this level will now be aligned with this. Perfect. I do also then want to go ahead and get rid of this, and get rid of that. And lastly, connect you guys. And there should be crude oil in here. There is. Fantastic. Okay. Great. Also, this is our first stream since update 1.2.1.0. So we might notice a couple new things here and there. The very first thing we've noticed is this menu. It now fades on. Sometimes it fades on. There we go. Which is quite nice. That's the first change we've noticed. I am most likely going to need a pump here. Even if I don't, I'm still going to add one. Where's our power? That's the very last thing I've now got to try and connect, isn't it? You can come down to here. And then go to there. Here, then straight down. Did that even work? No. Okay. I will move you slightly this way, though. Good. Now, I do also want to make sure that everything over here has got power. And here's a... Actually, this is a really good top tip from someone who's got many hours playtime in this game. If your machines aren't powered on, it means that your machines won't be powered on, which then means that your machines which aren't powered on won't produce anything. So make sure that you have power in your world. And don't worry, guys, that's a free tip. You don't have to join a Patreon or anything. That's completely free. Stick around for more fantastic Satisfactory tips. I mean, people win Nobel Peace Prizes for tips and tricks like that, so I mean, you know. But no, you get that for free here on this channel. Just that generous. What can I say? In fact, you can just do that. I can tell by the lag, hopefully, that everything should now be powered on. Yes. Let there be lights. Preferably green lights or yellow, just not red. Yes, okay. Brilliant. Dreadful. Okay. 30, 60, 90. I want to... actually. No, that's fine. 92. Let's just say we're off by 92. Here we've got 30, 60, 90 crude oil, so I can't be connected to them too. I probably can't be connected to you either. So what I'm going to come down here and do is just disconnect that. Then with this, bring you down using, you know it. There we go. I'm going to bring you along to here. I mean, yes, that's what I wanted to do, but not quite like that. There. Then using straight mode, just continue to build you out to this direction. How does that look? It looks the way I wanted it to, so that's pretty good. Did any of your rec sites respawn when you started 1.2.1? All of mine with power to unlock had respawned. I haven't actually checked yet. I will be doing an exploration stream on Friday, so I suppose we'll find out in a couple days whether or not things have respawned or not. You have returned. Welcome back, Jenny. Hope that you are doing good today. Hope that everyone's doing good watching the stream. Today, in case you're wondering what I'm currently doing, I'm wondering the same thing as well, don't worry. But we are trying to make 750 rubber. Oh. I just realized I'm supposed to be making plastic first, which is fine. But one thing I forgot to do is switch out what my blueprints are actually making. So if I check this, it's all going to be rubber. That's fine. That's fine. That right there is called an oopsie whoopsie. Okay? Essentially, I now have hundreds of the wrong item. That, I mean, wow, can we get some GGs in the chat? Because I am just really good at this game. Sarcasm, don't worry. Oh, this view looks lovely. All the logistics going on in the build there in the background. That was definitely an oopsie whoopsie moment, I would admit. So what do I do now? I suppose I just have to try and drain all this rubber. Oh, dearie me. That's fine, that's fine. Did you not rotate? There we go. I can already see some plastic being produced. That's great. And bring you around to here. I could have just used an awesome sink, but I'm not quite sure how much rubber I've even got here. Couldn't be more than that, right? It is. Bloody hell. How much have I got? There's none there. Okay, it can't be much more than that. Okay, good. I'm just seeing plastic now. Deary me. Could anything else go right? Actually, yes, something can go awfully wrong. There we go. Get rid of all this. Great. And this. No one saw that, by the way. Let's just remove the last 10 minutes from our memory. Sounds good to me. But wow, look at all that plastic being produced first time. Brilliant. No mistakes whatsoever so far. We are now going to be needing 120 crude oil coming into this particular part of the factory now, which is why I've got this heading off south in this direction. I could have used a smart splitter, but the problem is, to have thought about that, I would have had to use at least 3 different brain cells of mine. But as of right now, I am in a brain cell shortage, so that's why I didn't think of that. Okay, do I actually want you to be heading in this direction? Yes, because we are going to have some logistics up there, and I don't want this to interfere with that. So I will be keeping you somewhere here. I mean, luckily I've got an absolute ton of crude oil over here. Hopefully I've got enough. I should have enough. Haven't I got more down here? Just thinking to myself here for a moment. If I remember correctly, we were bringing in thousands of crude oil from this direction. And I cannot imagine for a minute I've used all of it. If I have, then fair enough. But I don't think I have. Do a big jump here now. 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, I'm seeing some pipes that aren't going anywhere. Good. Yes. And luckily I've got signs here saying what's what. 250 and a 300. And then what's you? Right, okay, so I've got 600 here. I've then got 250 heading off in this direction, but what about this? You started off as a 600, but I don't think I've got a sign saying how much of this I've actually used. I'll very quickly follow it. I've got a little bit of it springing off of her, but I've clearly used something, right? Yeah. Okay, because if there's like 150 here, I'll just use this. Oh, dearie me. You now continue in this direction. What an absolute maze. You then go up, oh, bloody hell. You then, okay. You'll then use all of that. And everything there. So you split in 2 different directions. Okay. This isn't too bad. How many floors have I got here? There we go. So it's everything in this block. I don't think we're using stuff here, are we? No. Okay. Let's see then. 3. Oh, now it's just random numbers. 75 times by 2. That's 150. 300. Which means I should be left with another 300. Unless the pipe has split somewhere else without me noticing. Ow. That hurts. That hurts significantly. No, you're just going into here. Which means I should have an extra 300 left on that pipe. Okay. If I use 120, that will then mean I've got 180 left over here. Let's use this. There's no point just keeping random pipes here for no reason. I then want to get rid of this. Grab that. And again, you're about 180. Although if I'm going to be using it now, there's no point me writing or putting a sign there. I am, however, going to move you to here. Just so future me knows exactly how much is going on there. Which makes sense. Then I think there's only one more project here that I'm using crude oil for, I think, isn't there? Because you just require a couple byproducts, and then you're the same there as well. Which is going to be this, 1,500 crude oil. Okay. We've got 250 over here. Can I just bring you down, I think, can't I? And move you to hit. No. You straight? Yeah, that's pretty good. I think it's almost daytime again, by the way. That's good. One, two, bring you up. You are going to have to go around everything here. I mean, we are quite far away. But that's okay. I left this as a gap because there might be items going through here eventually. So what I'm going to do is obey what I've done. And bring you around here as well. I shouldn't need a pipeline pump here either, by the way. Got about 10 meters head weight. Head lift. Right, same thing here now. Can't go as far back as what I would have liked, but that's fine. There, and I think this is what I want to try and connect to, isn't it? If I remember correctly. I can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. I know in theory I only actually need 120 and I'm bringing over 180. So this is actually completely fine. This is more than what I need. I like having more than what I need. Especially when it does come to those raw resources. Oh. Really? Oh, you're kidding me. The second I clicked it, I was mid-click and then it... Oh. That's fine. That's better. Okay, one more. Let me get rid of this just for now. Bring it back slightly. To here. Great. I now want to double check how much crude oil have I got left over, because 1,500 is a lot, and I honestly don't think I've got that. I haven't. Okay. Where has my crude oil gone? Because here I've got 600. Over there I've got 250. Which means I've got 850 out of 1,500 crude oil. Which means I still need a lot more. I can't be off by that much. Surely. Let's see. 1,500 there. Plus 75. Makes sense. So that's 1,575. Plus 300, 1,875. Plus, okay, wait. 1,875. Plus 564. Plus 112.5. Plus 1,500. It's 4,051 crude oil. What did I write here? Oh. No, that's fine. Yeah. 4,051.5. That's pretty much what I got, isn't it? Yeah. 4,051.5. So, where's the rest of it? Because I've got quite a lot coming in. It's fine, chat. We've got a mathematical problem. I do quite like mathematical problems. We only got 600 coming in from here. Let's try and find the rest. Because again, we are off here by quite a lot. And I don't know why. Unless maybe I do. There's a potential problem that I think I know what could have caused a potential problem. Why is there a gap? That's been there for a while, I think. I am, how are you? Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, thank you. Right. Oh. That's an additional 650 right there. What did I have before? 600, 850 plus 650. Oh, okay. That's exactly right then. No way. Down to the drop. That is correct. Right? 1,500? Chat, what can I say? I'm just that fantastic at planning factories. I mean, yes, I just thought for a second that I didn't have nearly enough resources, but it turns out I have got enough resources, and I'm just a bit of a muppet. Which, I mean, we kind of knew that anyway, but there we go. That's good. I think that's good. What I'm going to do is zone you out to there. Then, honestly, just maintain your height. Why not? Then zone you out to here. Okay. I know we've kind of jumped around a little bit because initially I suppose I wanted to try and focus on this. And I am still focusing on this. But now because of the fact I'm already messing around with crude oil, I might as well bring over my crude oil pipes to where I'm going to be making this plastic, since it's directly next to where I'm producing my rubber. So since I'm already here, might as well just do it, and it's going to make the next part of this process quite a lot easier. So just get out of the way with, I think, right? No, don't do that. How's everyone doing today in the chat? I don't know how long I'll be able to stream today because, again, for those of you who don't know, I work Wednesdays. Nothing crazy, just a part-time thing, but gives you something to do than just university stuff. I've decided to place down these pipeline supports here because if you look at these pipeline supports, they're angled slightly down. I don't know why there's a bit of a droop there. The snoot has drooped. There we go. 1, 2. Oh, and I knew there's always going to be one. There's always one. I'm starting to think I'm the problem when it comes to placing down these pipes. I just can't do it. Good. Just managed to clear this conveyor belt. Fantastic. Okay. Now just continue this around here. I don't think this is going to be interfering with any of our logistics because I believe the road is currently above us. I don't plan on building anything on this side of the road. I definitely do not plan on doing that, so hopefully I don't. You're a streamer? Well, part-time. I definitely do consider myself a streamer more than a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. I make YouTube content, but anyone can make YouTube content. I'm just a random person that uploads content to the internet. Let's select straight mode again. That's not straight mode, thank you. Great, and how are we looking here? Is all of our resources being transported across? No. Oh, okay. We haven't had a pipe problem since, checked my watch, 2 minutes ago, so it's always nice if we've got another one just to refresh our minds of why I don't like working with pipes. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is going to be a man-made error, but let's see what this man has errored. Has to be good at games. I wish I was good at games. I enjoy games, but I don't know if I'm good at them though. Right, so what's your problem then? Other than everything. Nice. Okay, Do you just not exist? Why have you got no power? Everything else is grand, right? Yeah, there's no problems at all with anything else. It's just you. Why? Still a problem. Oh dear. Wait, have I actually got no power out here? See, this is what I mean. We're so sidetracked. But this has to be done anyway. Oh well. At least I get to show you guys this now, because a lot of you would not have seen this. I was really happy with the way this looks. I mean, visually it's mediocre, but the way that it fits into the surrounding area, I quite like. Yo! Oh no! I forgot this game has, like, hostiles. I must have forgot a pipe. I'm thinking I forgot a pipe, or I forgot to connect power somewhere. I see, I like this. This took time to do. And I haven't been back here since I've done it, I suppose. Oh, what have I done? And of course it's the bloody furthest one away. Honestly. I don't think the node's gone. If you saw yesterday's video, there was a limestone node in the rocky desert that was removed. I don't think they removed any other node, so I think this is literally just my problem. But what I don't understand is that I would have checked this. Oh. There we go. How did I not check this? I am really confusion. Confusion is me. You good now? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Hello, look at you. You're gorgeous. Can I give you a boob? Wait. No, I won't give it a boob. I love making friends with all the creatures around this area. Okay, great. That is definitely starting to fill up now. And that was 300 per minute, which means that you're 400? No. No. Forgetting the milk at the checkout and having to walk back. Yeah, yes. I have sincerely forgotten the milk. Yes. I'll admit. Oh well. Luckily, we have gone back to retrieve the milk and everything seems fine. It only took us... Well, I mean, this was done before September. So what? 6 months to go get the milk? Oh well. Also, is there stuff up here? I can hear something. Is this the item that I just couldn't find for the life of me? Because there was something around these parts that I was trying to locate. I can hear it. Is there a cave? I'm so distracted. Because I need whatever this is. Whether it's a Sommer Street Mercersphere slug... well, it's not a slug. But I need it. It's getting louder. Here. No? Am I just blind? Well, yeah, we know that already, but I mean... Am I really, really blind? Dearie me. I can't find an entrance to a cave or anything. Oh. Okay. Operation Blow Up the Wall has now commenced. This is not a drill. There we go. Oh, no, I threw it inside the... Are you kidding me? I threw it inside of the wall. I haven't actually used an obelisk in ages. How do I blow it up again? I thought it was a different button. Okay, chat. Let's just get together as a community and just wipe the last 20 seconds out of our memory. There's been lots of memory wiping so far in today's stream. But that was my bad. I haven't used obelisks in about 3 months, so I kind of forgot how they work. I mean, okay. Right. Did we blow up the wall? Yes. So in my opinion, we've actually achieved what I set out to try to achieve there. I think that's a huge success. Am I floating? What the heck? Am I descending from the heaven or something? Like, what's going on? Oh, there we go. That's weird. Mission successful, I would say. Honestly. Huge. Huge success. We might have died, but we lived, so it's fine. I really hope this is a summer loop. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, yeah. Oh! It's fine. Great success. That's our first summer loop of the year, I think. Look at the state of you. You are hideous. Hello, you're also hideous, just a bit smaller. Beautiful. Okay. All of our pipes should now be having a solid input and hopefully decent flow rates. Fingers crossed. Look at the angle of this factory. Damn. Imagine the opening shot here. Like, oh, like dramatic music in the background. Camera rising up. Oh. Drones flying above, the space elevator being all lit, the factory being fully built with towers in the background. Oh, come on. I have no idea what I'm going to end up building here, by the way. It was going to be drone ports, but I've got so much room for drone ports in there now that I don't actually need this anymore. Oh well. After that short delay, we are now back. That was just 10 minutes of pure tomfoolery. But we achieved what we needed. I wouldn't have had to do that if I just built it right in the first place, though, so it's, you know, mixed emotions. We achieved something, but I shouldn't have had to go do that anyway. It doesn't matter. All I've got to try and do now is just bring you lot across here. And then, honestly, just do this. You were struck blind for a bit? Yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah. Are you lined up? Nope. Nope. That looks better. Yes, good. Okay. I would then appreciate if you lot then jutted off to the left here a little bit. And when it comes to these two crude oil pipes, what I'm going to do... I can still bring it through there, can't I? No reason why not. It might look a little bit weird. We can make it work. If I get rid of that, then I get rid of this. Actually, no, you're actually fine. Yeah, you're completely fine. I can tolerate you. Zoop. 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 Thank you. Same thing here. Yeah, so what I can probably try and do is maintain the height and then just have it go straight across. That seems fine. Also not forgetting to do that. And also not forgetting straight mode. Great. Now, if I remember correctly, you were the... No, you're 250. You're 450, then you're 300. Yes. Okay. Good. But again, I will add a sign at the very end of this pipe just to remind myself of the flow rate. Everything's now connected. Great. Brilliant. Not too bad. Not too bad. Where is it? Organization. Display signs. Did I copy the settings from earlier? I wonder. Nope. Of course not. Great. You have got to exit that screen just so this number appears, which is kind of annoying. Because when you select this, which before it says 10, and then you click off of that menu, back to here again, for whatever reason the text doesn't appear, and I don't know why. For some of the signs it appears straight away, for other signs it doesn't. But simply put, if you just exit that menu, then go and select it again, then you're fine. Yep, you're 300, you're 450. Or 459, apparently. Then you were 250. No, it can't be right. No, you're not. There was a 250. Wait. Did I not move that one? Actually, I don't think I've moved the 251 yet. Because you're 180. Why are you 180? We did the maths to figure out why it was 180. Yep, so this is the other one here. Because you started off as 600. But then where you were going, we were only consuming 300 of you. Which means then surely you should be 300. Or no, you are. Well, roughly 250. So if I say that you were also 250, and where you were going is consuming 120 of you, it means I've got 130 crude oil left. I've also got 250 here now as well. So what I could do is combine both of these pipes together. Honestly, I'm actually rather fine with doing that. There's no reason to zone out two pipes that can just be attached together. That's my takeaway. I mean, you work, but you don't look very good. Also, I might as well use you, because you're new. What was that one? Straight mode? Yes. I wouldn't mind if you went further into the wall, actually. Just so it looks like it's going straight through. And then, surprise, it's not. Like that. Okay. So you're about 500 now. I believe, because you're combining that 250 again with the other nerve, with the other pipe. You've got 600 there, but then we lower it down slightly. So there should be 300 in there, but it isn't 300. Because you don't actually get 600 fluid when you extract it from the oil extractor. So as the bare minimum, you are now carrying 500 crude oil. Which is most certainly not bad at all. Okay. Good. Very good. And then just double checking these numbers that I've done here, just to definitely make sure I've got it right. Because I think the way I did it was that I said you were 450, then you were 300. That should be correct. But there's so much going on that it's quite difficult to know what's right and what's wrong. In fact, I was wrong. There you go. That's why you check these things. So you're 300 and then you're 450. Okay. 300, 450. Yeah, that sounds about right. 450, 300. Okay, nice. After I make sure all of this is confirmed and, well, functional, I then want to try and get the other 600 crude oil from that side and bring it to where I've brought these other crude oil pipes. This way, all of our crude oil is now in one position, which make the next part of this phase pretty simple to do. 450, 300. See, this right here could have screwed me over massively. So I'm happy that I just spent a couple seconds there to go back and check it. Because again, otherwise, that would have been pretty bad. You then can come around here. Maintain the elevation. Do that. You can stay there. Yeah. Now, how is this going to look? Oh, I like that, actually. Yes. I wouldn't mind if I can do it from the other side. No. Actually, you're fine. Okay. 120 is buggering off that way. 500 minus 120 is going to be 380. Just make sure I've got that down here. 120, and that would be going straight into 4 refineries. Let's go get the 600 crude oil, because in theory now, 600 plus 750 plus 380 is more than enough for what I need. Yep. Brilliant. We've also got a bunch of other resources here that I'm not using either, including 450 nitrogen gas, a ton of coal, and a little bit of sulfur. The sulfur I'm not too concerned about. That's just going to stay there forever. Nitrogen gas, if I'm honest, 450 nitrogen gas, that's actually pretty good. That's a good amount of nitrogen. So I will probably end up droning this out of here. Don't know where it's going to be, but it will. All of this coal will then be used to make diamonds. This is not going to be wasted. A train's probably the best way to get this out of here, because this is a lot of coal. My favourite phrase? What did I use? I don't even know what I said. Oh dear. Oh, in theory. Oh, yeah. Because it's all well and good writing things down, doing the maths, building everything out, and thinking that everything's fine. But until you've actually built it and have sufficient evidence to support it being fine, then it's just a theory. The way my life runs is that I need evidence to form conclusions. You can tell me the sky is green, and that's completely fine. But if there isn't evidence to support your claim, then it's, well, rubbish. I need evidence. So until I get evidence that this factory works, and that everything is right, then it's just a theory. Right, and now you are both 300. The reason why I'm not combining these... Whoa, that was cool. That was just... wow. The reason why I'm not combining these is because I don't trust pipes to carry 600 fuel or gas at all. The maximum I go in a pipe is 550. I know I can go to like 596, but I don't trust it. Use the phrase quite a lot? Yeah, I do. Right, 3, 6, 9, 120, 1,650, 1,730. 1,730 crude oil, which is 230 more than what I need, which is completely fine. I am thrilled with that number. I'm actually going to paint you a slightly different color here. There we go. Just so I know that that's what I've got in total. And again, that's 230 that I'm not using. Sound? Yeah. I'll be coming back for you lot in just a minute. For now, though, let's continue to focus on this. Because we need to, quite frankly. We desperately need to. You're going into there. Just to double check, that's definitely 120. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay. Is there anything else I need to do with this area now? I don't think so. I think we're done for the foreseeable future. Next, you need to go. Because you're just in the way of, well, quite frankly, everything. I don't think this is going to massively screw up our power. If it does, then oh dear. But it shouldn't do. Great. Welcome back, Jacob. Hope that you're doing well. That has to go then as well. Okay. So, after... how long was that? An hour and a half. Oh, dearie me. I wanted to try and get way more than this done today. That's now done. Let's move over to the next part, which is going to be the making of our fuel. We are going to need 376 water. Okay. And heavy oil residue. Okay. Okay. Right. I need only 4 blenders? Damn. That's basically nothing. Basically free. Yeah. There we go. Let's get our blenders in here. Preferably our fueled ones, which is going to be this, I think. Yes. Inputs, most certainly going to be this direction. Whereabouts? That looks pretty good from this side. Way too far right. There. That's going to be number 1. Then our second one's going to be over here. Why are they going to be so far spaced out? Because it looks better. Yeah, I know, crazy. There's no actual reason behind a lot of what I do. It's just because I find it fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the sensor is going to be here. Yeah, we've got about 1.5 over there, 1.5 over here. That right there is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and then some. We'll then come in this way, like so. Not quite, actually. That. Oh, you're doing well. Nice, glad to hear it. Okay, now we have ourselves a nice area here for our blenders. We have got quite a large gap here in the middle, but that's fine because of the way I'm going to be spacing this out. I'm not going to focus too much on decoration, especially not right now, but it's good to get a rough understanding of what I want to try and achieve here. Firstly, I want to try and get our coated concrete foundations, and then place them in the middle of our half concrete foundations on that side like so. What I then want to try and do is grab our 1 meter wall and try and reinforce the sides along here. afterwards, just so we can tell the difference between the concrete and the actual foundations. We are then going to be painting this in a nice chrome colour. Not chrome, carbon colour. There we go. Lovely. And that's just a little path. It's so basic, but it uses the room. And I like that. Water. I think we've got 480 water per pipe. And guess you forgot to add signs here. I'll give you guys a clue. That's right, it's me. Now I've got to tear this all up again so I can get through it. I'm pretty sure it is 480, but I might be completely... Oh, wait, no, you're 500. I know. Okay, right. Yeah, that was stupid. Oh, then I don't need you. We should have more water somewhere. Yeah. Oh, I know where. Where are you going? You're going into there. Where's the other pipe? 3-6. That's not enough. How have I not got enough? I need 376. You've only got 363. How the heck have I not got enough water there? Ah. 288. I started on 700 something. 726, didn't I? Let's just go back and see what I've done so far. Ah, nice. 75. Okay. 50. And 200. 250 plus 75. 325. 726 minus 300. I've already forgot what I literally just said. 325 is 401. So where in the heck did I get 288 from? Luckily, my maths isn't wrong. My sign labelage is wrong. I can see why humans using AI, because the amount of things that I get wrong is unbelievable. Having said that, though, I still don't use AI. I try not to. I don't like AI. In some ways, it can be good. But for example, when it comes to designing factories, I've never used AI. And I can't explain the reason why, if I'm honest with you. I think the main reason for it is I love to be creative. Love it. Ever since I was a kid, I've always enjoyed either playing games that are creative or just building things and making things. And something that AI, for me, can't do is be creative. It can inspire you to do something if you want. Sure, if you can type on, for example, ChatGPT, a Roman villa, or like generate a Gothic Roman castle for something like just merge a couple of things together and they can get ideas that way. Sure, but I feel like it really lacks creativity. So I've never used it to design anything. Even in Minecraft, I haven't used it to. Well, I haven't played Minecraft in a couple of years now properly. But I haven't used it to make anything because I just feel like it's a lot better just to go into the game yourself, mess around, have a bit of fun, and before you know it, you might make something that looks great. And those memories of trying and failing are better than what AI can give you. Having said that, though, there are some things where AI can be good. Some. Just not creative. I don't think it ever will be good at creative things. Right, okay, 375 fuel. Right now we're making 400. Oh, in fact, we're making way more than that. You can be 75 to begin with, and everything else can be set to 100. I like that. Give me back my power shards. And then store my power shard somewhere. Grand. Then grab you, and let's make sure that all of our pipes over here do connect. Are we producing a solids? No, we're just producing fuel. Okay. Object to that? What, you think that AI is good at being creative? I don't think so. If you have to rely on an AI to be creative for you, then I feel like it's not as rewarding. You creative. It depends on what categories. Some ways, yes. But I don't use it for that. Oh no. There we go. Right. Heavy oil residue and water. The water pipe from over there, even though I'm producing about 30-ish extra water than what I actually need, I think. Yeah, 30. I'm still going to be adding all of it into here. Let's just go ahead and do that. Wherever our pipe was. Yeah. Well, that's one of them, actually, not our main ones. You're going to be heading off in this direction. For now. And where's the other system? The other pipe. Right, so you're here. I guess what I could do is just bring you down, right? Using horizontal to vertical. Three brushes, yeah. I suppose with everything, it depends how you use it. I really hope this pipe's going to be long enough to actually get through to the other side. Nope. I don't think so. Actually, it is. Oh, great. Okay. This is going to be a bit of a tight squeeze. Oh, I've got the wrong mode selected again. Gosh darn it. You know what I'll do instead? I'll do this. Give myself some breathing room. Then what I could do is select our Mark II pump. And then just bring that up. This is not a 40-meter height. But it's still good to have more than what you need. If you can, of course. Okay. Where is our power sources here? Oh, right there. That's rather handy. Then you go there. Welcome, Jam Nikki. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome. That's too low. Is it? Yeah, it is. I knew it straight away. So you're going to be here. Now all be powered on and all of our water will hopefully now be getting pumped into there. The next thing that I now need is going to be heavy oil residue, which can also enter in through here. In fact, if I just do this, that's it, right? Unless I'm losing the last brain cell I've got, that should honestly just be it. Yeah. That should all be good now. Although you've still got a little bit, but that is eventually starting to drain now, which is great. Oh, there we go. Great. So that's the first one operational. Second one is now operational. Third and fourth, how are you guys looking? Third looks good. Fourth, nothing. Oh. Taking its time. But that makes sense as a manifold system. Brilliant. Meaning that we have now done this. Luckily, it didn't take us as long as it did to take us to do our first step of the day, which is great. We are now going to go into our final step for this particular part of the process, and that's the 750 rubber, where we are going to only need 13 refineries, which is actually quite good. Am I going to overclock a couple of them so I can fit it onto one row? Yes. If I overclock 4 refineries, I can then fit all of it in just in one straight line, which is great. Welcome T117. What am I building? As of right now, we are making 700, well, we're trying to make 750 rubber per minute, which is all the rubber I'm going to need in my entire playthrough. That is it, 750. After that, we are then going to be making 2,000 plastic per minute. And this is what the logistics will end up looking like. This is just the very start of it, obviously. We did something very similar on Monday where I was making a bit more plastic, and this is what it ended up looking like. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things going to places and places going to things. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it is a little bit chaotic, but I kind of like a chaotic factory. You know what? I like organized chaos. I like when I know what's happening, not when I look around and think, what the hell is going on here? Whereas with this, it's quite obvious. Well, when you look at it for a few seconds, it's kind of obvious to see what's happening, because I've painted everything as well, so it's nice. Pretty pipe stuff. Yeah, pretty pipe stuff. That's what we're doing. Now, all of our plastic should be, hopefully, hopefully being the key word, coming out of here. Right about there. Well, you'll then shoot off in this direction. What I then want to try and do is hollow out this area. Just like what I did with the other one. We're going to go back by a few foundations, nothing crazy. One more. There we go. And now, the machines that I want to try and select is obviously going to be refineries. I threw myself off there for a minute. Of course, it's refineries. And because we're making plastic, I think it's going to be this one. Let me just double check if it can stop being weird for just a moment. Thank you. Am I going to be using trucks? Good question. Yes. So I am using a fluid truck to bring in 726 water per minute, which is being used to feed this. I think all of them as well. Yep. Yeah, that's about it at the minute. Rubber. Fuel. Okay, this is actually the perfect blueprint. I don't have to change anything here except for the color. I've decided that I want to paint everything here a reddish blackish, rather than having my plastic refineries being blue and my rubber refineries being black, because it looked a bit weird having a couple refineries over there that's blue, a couple refineries over there that's black. It just didn't really work out. So everything now is following the same color palette, and I think it looks quite nice. It's quite clean. And I think seeing a factory where you just got hundreds of these things will just end up looking quite cool. So that's the plan. Anyway, enough yapping. I do this quite a lot. I just yap about what I'm going to do rather than just doing it. Input, outputs. That's the output on the left. I would appreciate if that was located to the right side. Like, so I've just done the exact thing that I didn't want to do. There we go. That is right, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, okay. Height-wise, you are now perfect. And I need to make sure that this lines up with that. Which, I mean, it should just line up pretty simply, if I'm honest. Right there. You can come in by 1, I would say. Perfect. That's good. That's good. Let's place it in. Yeah. Even I don't sound convinced, but it is right. I think. The only thing coming out of here is plastic, so, yep. Definitely right. The only problem is going to be the amount of overclocking that I'm going to have to do. Just to try and fit it in here. I don't have to fit it into here, but it just makes it look nice and neat. And for that reason, I'm happy with doing that, honestly. You can go. Yeah, I suppose you can stay. Turn that light back on. Okie dokies. Now let's make sure that everything's hooked up together, which shouldn't take too long to do. Power, arguably the most important thing. Actually, is it the most important thing? I suppose everything is equally as important when it comes to producing an item. Power, of course, is valuable. But then if you haven't got enough of a certain item, then you can't produce enough anyway. I think everything in this game pulls its own weight. I quite like. Okay, let me try and organize myself here. What I'm going to do is get rid of that, actually. Grab this, and do that. Yes, that's better. So everything here should now be yellow. If it's red, that's a problem, and it won't be green yet, because nothing's turned on. Yellow, yellow, lovely. The truck routes always show up in build mode. Yes, they do. Which is fantastic. The reason why I think that's so good is because let's say I'm trying to do some logistic work, and I'm not quite sure where I've got my truck paths, and I want to try and build a conveyor belt. Well, now I can see, okay, well, my truck route's right there, so this is not going to be a very good idea. And also, if you try and build it directly on top of the path itself, it says surface too uneven, which is pretty great. So, I actually quite like that feature. How are you guys looking? Oh, fantastic. Although you still haven't got enough heavy ore residue, I'm going to assume that's because you're fully backed up with plastic. Yeah. Hello, pallets. Power is now all sorted. I suppose we can move on to the actual main item that I'm trying to produce here, which is going to be our 750 rubber. Which, luckily for us, 750 is less than 780. So I can fit it all onto a Mark V conveyor belt. But if I am going to be loading this into a vehicle, I have to make sure that I place down a buffer. An industrial storage container. Or just a regular storage container. Because if I don't, I'm not going to be having enough items going into my trucks or drones, whatever it's going to be. I have no idea where this is going to go yet, by the way. Absolutely no idea. What is this for? Rubber. Okay, right, so I don't have to connect that. I almost just tried to join both of these together there for a minute. I can tell you now, that would not have been good. At all. Great. As simple as that. And this time I've actually placed it in the correct area. If you saw yesterday's stream, I accidentally put all of my rubber here, where the plastic should have been. I was making plastic, not rubber. So I messed up pretty bad. It wasn't dreadful, it could have been worse, but it wasn't great on my part. Okay, now lastly it's going to be the fuel. Then everything should be... What the heck did I just do? How did... Okay, don't question it. Just don't question it. Yeah. Of course, the more you question it, the more confusing it's going to be. But just don't question it. Fuel. Can now just go into there. Using straight mode. That lines up rather beautifully. And you've got no rubber. Of course, it's the wrong recipe, that's why. Okay. I'm making rubber, not plastic. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Just going to be this. Nice little Control C, Control V on everything. My hand's in a pretty awkward position, but if it works, it works. Great. Our fuel will eventually reach down here, but yet again, because it's a manifold system where everything's being fed from one side going through to the other, it means that this is going to be the very last machine to receive the fuel, which is still going to be okay. Because none of this is going to be fully activated for like the foreseeable future, but it's still important to have built this here. Because I didn't know quite how large this project was going to end up being. And now I do. Why are you yellow? Not enough heavy oil residue? And you haven't got enough heavy oil residue because there's too much plastic over here. But now this plastic's going to start going down and down. So That's actually completely fine. Yeah, okay. Everything's fine. Yeah. And I think that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But I'm not. I suppose one thing I could try and do here is grab this. Bring you down. Bring you out slightly. And grab a sign. In fact, I can even bring you around to there. Why not? Oh, I'm such a fantastic Satisfactory player. I didn't mean to get rid of the foundation. Nice. So you're 188 and you are 750. I'm happy with that. That took us almost 2 hours to do. And that was for 750 rubber. We are now going to be making 2,000 plastic. It's a bit concerning, considering, again, the amount of time that just took us, but let's see. Also move that slightly up. There we go. I suppose what I could do before I move on to that project is cover up the floor again. Return everything to its nice state. Come on, there we go. One more. There will still be a few gaps that we have missed, but that's okay. Go back and do that now. Don't know how far back I'm going to have to go with it. 5 should be pretty good. You can go back 6. I like that. One more in there. Great. I don't think there's any gaps here. There's obviously going to be quite a few on this side. I think logistically this is a pretty simple build. There's nothing overcomplicated about this. Well, for my standards. But again, what I am really concerned about now is space. Because what this green line here marks is this quarter and that quarter. And again, here I'm only making 750. In fact, I haven't yet, because I haven't overclocked a couple of these. And over there I have to make 2,000. Which means, no matter what I try and do, basically, I can't fit the rest of this project into there. Unless I overclock everything. And again, I really don't want to be doing that. So that's quite concerning. Anyway. Let's get our power shards. And for this, we needed 13 refineries there or thereabouts to produce 750 rubber. Right now we're doing 60 times by 9, so that's 540. So we're off by 190. 30. So we're now 160 away. 130 away. 100 away. 70. 40. 10. And that should now be completely fine. Because it's 90 times by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 90 times by 6 is 540. I think. That sounded right to me, so let's just roll with that. 540. Plus 70, 610. 670. Then 730. How am I off? What? 90. Now 90 times by 7. Which should be 630. I think. So that's 630. Plus 120 is 700. That's fine. I think. 540. 610. 670. 700. Wait. Am I honestly just losing my mind? I'm now off by 10? Why is this so difficult to do? It shouldn't be like this difficult to do. 6. 90 times by 6 is 540. 540 plus 80 is 620. 620, 680 plus 60 is 7. Why do I keep coming back to 740? But then this was too much. Seven, so that's 630. That's now fine. I know what I did wrong. That's fine. Okay, everything now is okay. Bloody hell. Way too long than what it should have. I kept on second guessing my maths, and that's why I kept on being wrong. Okay. Regardless, we're now going to add in another path along here. And I don't know what I'm going to do now. I suppose what I need to do is elevate this part of the factory. We're going to have to add a second floor. Otherwise, I then have to expand over there, and I've already got over 1,000 generators going in there. So I'm not doing that. So, quite frankly, what the heck am I going to do? Let's establish our first floor. After that's established, I will then feel confident to then do a second floor if and when needs be. Although I can guarantee you it's not an if, it's more of a when. Okay. Let's tick this off. Round of applause. Okay, that's enough. Now it's time to move on to this, where we are going to be needing 50 refineries. That's just for our very first step, 50 refineries, which is going to be 5 rows. I can fit that hopefully along here. Let's double check. Rather than saying hopefully this, hopefully that, let's just place it in. This is not the final position of these blueprints. This just allows me to try and get a rough understanding of where our blueprint's going to end up going. You could be placed there if needs be. So let's keep you there for now. I wouldn't mind moving you back, but again, I can place you there if I really want. Good. Five. Okay, we have got a little bit of wiggle room. Only a little bit, but honestly, I'm happy with that. At least it's something, right? I mean, to be fair, it's a good foundation and a half. Maybe even 2 foundations if I'm generous. Which I'm not, so I'm going to say it's a foundation and a half. Look at all these refineries. Wow. We still have to place down 10 blenders and 34 refineries. Also, some of this is going to be overclocked anyway. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Absolutely going to need that second floor. Where's it going to go? How am I going to fit it in? Is the ceiling too low? Lots of questions I wasn't really expecting to answer today, because I thought I had tons of room for this. But no, clearly not. Okay. Firstly, let's try and grab our ceiling, which is going to be here. And for now, let's just try and bring it over here, so I can establish where to build this. Because, I mean, bear in mind, our logistics floor is massive for this. Without looking at the ceiling, this is where, in theory, I would like to have placed this. As a minimum there. However, I can't. Welcome back, Vinod. You've caught us in a bit of a pickle. Unfortunately. So you are going to have to be placed here, which you can't physically be placed there. And that's with our logistic floor inside of the other refinery. Okay. Second fix to the situation is just to make this part of the factory higher. What I could do then, because I'm going to be building a tower somewhere in this direction anyway. A pickle? Yeah. We are in a pickle. This wall will continue down this direction. There. And then it will connect with this. This is definitely a Valhalla pickle. Yeah. However, the original plan was around here for this first quarter. So from roughly where you see that green square to the middle and to here where that green square is. Actually, it's a bit further this direction than here. I was going to build a tower. That tower was for our fuel generators. Now I'm thinking to have one of these towers as, well, the second part of this factory. Because I still need 34 refineries. I don't know how I'm going to design it. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know how high it's going to be. I don't know what I'm going to do with my logistic floor. I suppose I still want the ceiling to be here. So then we're going to start the second part of our factory here. Which then means I have to finish the exterior walls first. Okay. Okay, let me try and write down the plan. Because if I don't write it down, I'm going to tune back into tomorrow's stream. And I'm not sure. Wait, let me try and show you the face I'm going to make. Thing from the movie. There we go. I don't know how it managed to find this meme. This is going to be my face tomorrow when I log back onto my world and I have no idea what I'm doing. There you go. Meme review. Meme review. What's next? Right, the second thing is now going to be finish making the... What am I doing? 1,000 rubber. There we go. Finish making 1,000 rubber. We're then going to build the exterior for the second quarter. Because the way I've divided this mega factory up is into 4 different quarters. The first quarter is already fully built. The second quarter is what we're working on right now. And then in these quarters, I then divided them again into other quarters. So for example, now I'm working on the 4th quarter in the second quarter. So like an 8th of the build. So build the exterior around the second quarter, which is the entire chunk of factory. The 4th thing is then going to be to add ceiling to that. I've already designed all these blueprints, by the way, don't worry about it, except for this. What am I going to do with the tower? Because it's going to look different from everything else I've made so far. So then it's going to be design tower blueprints and lower areas. By that, what I mean is we're not just going to have random towers coming out of our factory, I want to try and have a slightly elevated area. So we've got, let me just try and show you. Rather than just doing a bunch of hand actions like I'm doing like the robot midstream. What I want to try and do is rather than having this area here, this rooftop being completely flat and a random tower shooting up from there, the area around the tower is going to be elevated just by a few blocks. But this way it doesn't look as random. So I have to try and design that as well. And lower areas surrounding the tower. 6. Finish tower. I suppose construct towers. And the good thing is, after I construct this tower, it then means that the other 3 towers I'm going to make for our fuel generators won't be too overcomplicated. Maybe. Because the blueprints would already then be done. So what I'm doing now is what I was going to do anyway. I'm just bringing it forwards a little bit. What was I going to type in? C. Design tower, build tower, construct. Seven. Adds interior, logistic floor, and finish plastic and rubber factory. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have our plan for the next 10 years. This is it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is cry a little bit, maybe off camera, we'll see how it goes. We're then going to finish making our 1000 rubber. We can get this done, hopefully, but well, definitely by the end of the stream, absolutely. We are then going to be building our... I've just seen the time, holy crap. Build our second exterior for the quarter, then add the ceiling, then design the tower blueprints. Obviously, this won't all be done today, just to let you guys know. Then construct the tower, then add the interior, logistic floor, and finish the plastic rubber factory. The rocket fuel power plant? Yes. Yep. There's a lot that needs to be done. But the best way to do this is by pacing ourselves. Satisfactory is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And right now we're... we were sprinting earlier today, let's just say that. But that's fine. I still don't really see much of a problem with this because I can fit all 50 refineries into here. Crude oil, heavy oil residue, and rubber shouldn't be a problem. Not plastic. Okay. Let's do this. Starting with the blueprint that I need. Actually, firstly, get rid of all this. This entire area is just going to get ripped up now. So it provides me with a bit of an easier access to our logistics floor. Negative tomorrow. Did I say yesterday? Oh, you expected this done yesterday? Well, I didn't stream yesterday. I try not to stream and release videos on the same day. Although, oh, I forgot to tell you guys this, by the way. I've started working on that short series. And as of right now, I normally get quite overwhelmed if I'm making more than one video at a time. I am currently making 127 videos at the same time. 127 videos at once. They're short videos, but still, the amount of work that has to go into making 127 of them, it's quite difficult to do. I should have taken a screenshot of all the folders. As of right now, I'm currently in the organization process, and that's been good fun, but damn is it just finicky. That's the best word I can use to describe it right now, finicky. Welcome, 10 Lovro. Hope that you're doing good today. Welcome. You've just missed the big kerfuffle of realizing I haven't got enough room to place down 100 more machines in this area. So I'm now having to build a tower. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But I think we've come up with a really good solution. Yeah, 127's a lot. It's for the new short series and for the continuation of the Satisfactory item series. Okay, I think this is the right blueprint. I really hope it is, because it's the one I'm going to be placing down. Have a question? That's fine. There. Okay. That's going to have to go. That's going to have to go as well. Because they're just in the way. Actually, are you in the... Yeah, you are in the way. Okay. Right. Is everything here fine? Outputs, inputs. Let's do it. Please, just in the right spot. Thank you. Grand. And again, just like last time, the final row of refineries is going to be removed. I didn't think there'll be this much overclocking, but it massively works out just doing this, though. Absolutely it does. That is row number 1. Second row. I should probably get rid of you first, actually. The best way to do that is honestly just by doing this. In fact, no. I've got a blueprint. Screw that. Although you're also going to be replacing the ceiling that I just got rid of, so actually there's not much point. So you're making too much plastic and rubber, and you don't have any space to put it in, and then the refinery stops working, and then you can't produce heavy oil. How can I solve it? Have you tried an awesome sink? If you're making too much. That's what I would use. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But that is the problem sometimes in Satisfactory, is overproducing items. That's why I've done quite a lot of maths beforehand. I don't recommend you do this, by the way. I'm unique. Not in a good way. But the way that I've planned out my factories is I know exactly, for example, how many electromagnetic control rods I need or how many high-speed connectors I'm going to produce. So I will never have to overproduce an item. But if you don't want to have to do 300 hours of maths, which makes sense, then trial and error is the best way of doing it. Until, of course, you've played the game a couple times and you know roughly what to do. But until then, yeah, just trial and error. And use awesome sinks. What is that? This thing. It essentially turns all your items into coupons. So for example, right now I'm getting roughly 344,000 points per minute, which then turns into coupons. I can then spend that in the awesome shop, which is pretty cool. All you have to do is get your conveyor belts, zoop it into there, connect this to a power source, and it just does the work for you. It just consumes everything, which is great. However, it is going to set you back 30 megawatts. So do bear that in mind. Oh dear, I've lost power. Mayday, mayday, I've forgotten how to play Satisfactory. There. I mean, you do slightly overlap, and again, we were... Yeah, but you know what? 1, 2. How about if I just do this? I keep losing power. There we go. I'll try and stay this side then for a little bit. Let me come back again by 1, 2. That's going to be our third row. 1, 2. 1, 2. Still got a little bit of room over here, but that's, you know, it's okay. I could have probably come back by 3 nudges each, but 2 nudges is more than enough. Have I got power running along here? I do. Sort of. What's that? What is that? I need you in a second. I just don't know why you're there. I think originally I wanted to try and get an extra fluid truck into here, but I haven't got the room now. And I don't need it, so there's no point. Okay, second row. No. Have I got enough resources for all this? I mean, this is a lot of refineries. No, I haven't got enough copper sheets. Luckily, I have got 2-dimensional depots of copper sheets that will slowly be regenerating over time. But until then, this can go. Is one good or more of them? It depends on your conveyor belts. For example, if you've got a Mark V conveyor belt, it can handle 780 items per minute. If you've only got 400 extra plastic, then yes, one conveyor belt's fine, which means that one awesome sink is going to be fine. But if you've got 1,000 items that you have to try and get rid of, then you might need 2. So it just depends on how many items you have and how many items you want to try and sink. Personal preference. Okay. All of that's now been solved. Have I got enough pipes? I've got 270. I don't think that's enough, but we can try and get one more Rowan. Yep. Lovely. Do 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 do. And get rid of that, and I think that is going to do it for these rows. We've got one final row to do now, which is going to be this one. I don't think I've got enough resources for this. No, okay. Off by quite a bit. I know that I have got copper sheets somewhere just down there. I'm too lazy to go get it. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Let's just try and make sure everything over here is connected. Oh, look at all this logistic work. And the most painful thing about what we're about to do is that before now, everything I've done has been able to fit onto one pipe or one conveyor belt. 100 plastic, 50 fuel, that's completely fine. 400 plastic, 200 rubber, 200 fuel, completely fine. But now, we're dealing with slightly weird numbers. Which I would be lying if I said I was looking forward to, if I'm honest. But luckily, we need 1,500 crude oil. Most of my pipes are carrying 300. Which means, and because I got 5 rows, that will just go into itself rather nicely. Because here's all of my crude oil. That wasn't even English. Let me try and rephrase that. Because here is my crude oil. 300, 300, 300 give or take, 300, then way more than 300. So all of that can just go. If I've got some extra, great. Brilliant. I should have 150 extra, but I'm not going to need that for anything, so I might as well just use it for this project. What a jolly nightmare. That's how I describe this project. A jolly nightmare. It's brilliant, but at the same time, brain cells have been lost, and more brain cells will be lost in the course of the coming days. And bear in mind, Friday again, that's going to be our power slug hunting day, and I think after this, we are going to need it. Because we need hundreds and hundreds more. Many hundreds more. Yeah. And what am I doing? I am currently making 2,000 plastic, so I need a couple refineries over there. I'm making a bunch of plastic over here, more rubber over there, and then rocket fuel. So this is our rocket fueled city. It's still massively in the works, but this is what we've done so far. I'm not really focusing too much on the architectural side of things just yet. I've done a couple things here and there, just to try and establish a shape. But I'm happy with it so far. It's my favourite build I've done. In fact, the thumbnail for today's stream was taken over here. As you can see, we've got roads. We have got a truck path, but it's around there for our fluid trucks. We're going to get a bridge from here to there. And this is where today's thumbnail was taken, by the way. The only thing I removed was this part. I replaced it with a blue sky because it looked a bit... eh. Okay. Let's die. And let's double check on our motors and our copper sheets, since we are kind of desperately needing them now. Very desperately, in fact, actually. We'll start with copper sheets. Everything here is still producing, which is great. Is that it? That's all you've made? Okay, you're slightly better, so why are you so bad? Oh, right. Because you're all going over there. Okay. I mean, that's still crap, but it's not as crap as I thought it would be. We're going to need 30,000 copper sheets. I'm hoping. Let me just chuck this into here very quickly. Then grab you into there. That right there is about 10k. That'd be about 20,000. So I'm still off by about 10,000 copper sheets. It's fine. Actually, it's not fine. It's just... We'll produce it. We'll produce it. Right. Anything else I want to try and check up on? Motors. We didn't really make as many motors as I thought the last time I checked. It's roughly 4.75 per minute. The last time we came back here was a couple hours ago, so I'm hoping we've made, let's say, 5. No, that's a good few hundred. Yeah, 600. Okay. Not bad. Not what we need, but it's progress. I appreciate progress. I'm then going to take a couple rows of this. Nothing drastic. And head back around over here. Why do I need this much plastic? I need my 2,000 plastic, which will be going to make our 1,000 batteries. Our batteries will then be going to power all of our drones, and I'm going to be using hopefully dozens of drones in my factories and in my world to try and simulate an active world with trains, factory carts, of course, trucks, maybe tractors. We'll have to wait and see. Did I mention drones? If not, then drones, fluid trucks. So try and make our city as active as possible. Because the plan is, over in the rocky deserts, I'm trying to build like an actual city. So we're going to have towers, we're going to have roads everywhere, ports and airports most likely, maybe even a spaceship. It depends how things go. It depends on what my sanity does as well. Because as of right now, it sounds like a good idea until I start building it. Then I realize I'm a madman in disguise of a sane man. Which is scary. There we go. That's a good amount of motors. I don't think there's anything else I'm going to need from here. And I think I've already got all my copper sheets, haven't I? In fact, why have I got so many motors just here? Give me that. Give me back my motors. Chuck that into there. Brilliant. In fact, you know what? Let's do a little bit of balancing, shall we? Boom. Bow. Lovely. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's exactly balanced, isn't it? No, nowhere near. How long does it take to the end? It depends. It depends who you are. You can speed run the game in a couple hours if you want. I am currently on my 710th hour, and I'm still using coal to power most of my world, so it just depends on the player. Yeah. Oh well. Where's my copper sheets? Yee! I've gone too far. Oh, I'm going like to Lithuania. There we go. Deary me. I wouldn't mind going to Lithuania, but not when I'm trying to reach my rocket fuel facility. Oh, bit of parkour. Should I do parkour for... Oh, I messed up. Okay, it doesn't matter. I wasn't just about to say, should I do parkour for a video? Because that would have been really embarrassing if I just messed up as I was saying the sentence. But luckily, again, I wasn't going to say that. The next part is to now make sure all of this is connected. I have got to keep an eye out on the time. But I at least want to try and get everything here just connected. In fact, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make sure that all of our pipes and rows are connected. I don't know why I said it like that. And then we should be in a really good place to start off tomorrow's stream. Furthermore, power is a slight concern now. I don't like how I'm consistently losing power. So what I'm going to do is grab this, then honestly just zoop this along the floor. The title of tomorrow's stream is most likely going to be titled "This is a Nightmare," where I'll be referring to my logistic floor. Just so you guys are aware, in case you're wondering what is a nightmare. I've also been conducting some internal research on my body, which that sounds like a mad opening to a sentence. And I found out, and I've actually been experimenting in real life, by the way, I'm basically a scientist, that if I leave the light on when I go to sleep, I'm almost guaranteed to either have a dream or a nightmare. But if I have no lights on when I sleep, and I sleep in the pitch dark, I almost never have a dream or a nightmare. Which makes sense. Because as a kid, I used to have tons of nightmares. I used to have tons of nightmares as a kid. But now I don't. But as a kid, I used to sleep with a light on in the night. And now I don't. So there appears to be some sort of correlation between me sleeping with the light on and having nightmares and dreams, and sleeping with the light off and not having nightmares. I don't know how that works. But I've been testing this over the last couple weeks now, and it's concrete. My evidence is concrete. Well, for me at least. I thought that was really interesting. Because even, for example, I'll wake up at, let's say, 7 o'clock, but I accidentally fall back asleep. From the time that I've fallen back asleep at 7 to when I wake up at 8 in the morning, from 7 in the morning to 8 in the morning, I'm almost guaranteed to have a nightmare or a dream. And that's, of course, when it's light outside. Thus meaning it's then light in my room. And I think that's really interesting. You always have dreams, you don't remember them. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I do. When I was a kid, I used to have the exact same nightmare every couple months or so. And essentially what the nightmare was, it used to evolve every now and then, but the premises was pretty much the exact same. It used to be a bunch of people wearing black, like fully covered in black, so you can't see their faces. And it was in a temple, a massive pyramid, like a huge pyramid where you can't even see the walls on the other side. A huge dark pyramid that has gold every now and then with these huge columns in the middle of the pyramid. And in this nightmare, every single person I liked was in the nightmare, and they were slowly killed in front of me. I had this from the age of around about 7 to maybe 14. Every couple of months, the exact same nightmare, except the people used to change. Because I used to make new friends and lose contact with other friends. I don't know why. Every now and then I have the exact same dream. Now I'm 23, for example. But it's not as common. It's like every year now. But every once in a while I have the exact same dream. I don't know what nightmare. I don't know what causes it. No idea. Absolutely no idea. And as you can imagine, when you're a kid having a dream like that, it's awful. Now I sort of wake up and I know what happened. It's just a nightmare, but... Oh. And the worst part about it is that when I used to wake up, I couldn't go back to sleep. Not because I was scared, but because the nightmare would continue. I have no other way of explaining this than... If I was to wake up at 1 AM from the nightmare, and I go back to sleep within an hour or 2 hours of me having this nightmare, the nightmare would continue from where I woke up. Which then means I didn't sleep that night. Luckily, again, this doesn't happen to me very often now. Which is nice. But it's still not pleasant to experience. Let's just say that. There we go, that's my childhood trauma. No, but I mean, it is what it is. These things happen. But I like to know the scientific explanation to why dreams can continue. And why I can sometimes have the same dream again and again. Weird. Did I connect the power? I don't think so. And also I noticed when I was younger, I used to be aware that I was dreaming. For example, I used to talk to the people in my dreams saying, I'm in a dream, you can't talk to me. I remember, like, explicitly saying that. But nowadays, I don't know when I'm in a dream. And then, as you say, people 117, sometimes I'll forget when I had the dream. Other times I won't. It's really weird, I don't know. The human body is absolutely incredible. It really is incredible. Scary? Yes. Bloody impressive. That's why it's important to treat it right. What have I just done? What have I just done? Hey, what? I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, then connect that over there. I do realise you lot should probably be connected as well. Great. Then connect that to there. Connect you to here. Have I not done this row yet? No. Damn. Yeah, there has been quite a lot of work that has gone into this. I think it's rewarding. I mean, it's what you get out of it, I suppose. I know I've said this a few times, but some people don't believe me when I say it. If I didn't make content, this is still what I'd be doing. People think that I make big factories, and I don't know why people comment this, but people think I make big factories just for content. Like, no. I make a big factory because I like big factories. Done. Simple. Why are you the only one that's red? Would you care to explain why you're being weird? Oh, I know why. Sorry. Yearly nightmares on your birthday? Really? Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I don't understand it. It's so weird. It is so weird. Refer to it as your birthday nightmare. Always have a lot of lucid dreams, but if I interact with them, they turn into nightmare. Oh, damn. Yeah, the human body is just... I don't know. Weird, but I like it. I mean, it's incredible. Like, I know I keep going on about it, but the human body is just unbelievably well made. Not perfect. No, but well made. Right, so coming out of here, we are going to be having what? I know what, rubber, because I've been talking about it for the last 2 hours. 1,000 rubber. Obviously, that can't all fit onto one conveyor belt. I'm going to split it into 2. And I'm thinking, what's going to be the easiest way then to split it? I suppose 25 and 25. Which means that on the 3rd row, I'm going to have to add in our conveyor belt lift. And then jut that out, then 25 and 25. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. How many core generators have I got? 200 and something. I've lost count. A lot. A stupid amount. Like, don't make 200 and... I think it's 273. Yeah, don't make 273 core generators. I'm just special. Yeah. Oh dear. Right, so let's go down to the end of this row and join you up. That, I suppose? Yeah. I don't like the way it's joining together. I like the idea of it. Just good enough for me. Now if I get straight mode, there we go. So you'll then come into there. So that's 20. You don't do what I just did. Instead, you come round to here. In fact, yeah. Yeah, just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this final row here is all going to be overclocked. You are then going to come down. There. You are going to be interacting with this wall, but I think you should be able to clear it though, right? And yes, coincidentally, the exact place where I decided to plop down the wall outlet is where I need that to go. Bugging me sideways, honestly. I don't like the way it just cuts through that, I'm sorry. Very simple solution though, luckily. 1, 2. How did I select a junction? Hear me out. This will make sense. Well, it makes sense to me. Where is it? I'm going to have you facing the exact opposite way. 1, 2. Then I'm going to have you loop around like this. The reason for that is because here, I want everything to join up, I think. So you can come out of there, then join with this. Yeah, why not? Oh, brilliant. Woo! Typical. Bloody typical. You can then just bugger off into that. Yep. You can then come out to here. Okie dokie. That's fine. Then add you there. Okay, we are running quite short on time. If this was any other day than Wednesday, I would continue to stream duty calls on Wednesdays. So let me just try and make sure that I get this done. So I'm mentally aware. You are now going to come around this way. And this time attach into here. So we are going to have all of our rubber coming from here, through here, up there. Then all of our rubber through here, down there, and to here. Then the remaining 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our refineries, plus the other 20 refineries over there, will then combine into this. So in total, we are going to have 500 rubber per conveyor belt. And then, because I can't be asked flying out of here, I'm going to use the decoupled camera instead. This will then go... Honestly? I don't know. It's going to go somewhere there where there's a bit of a gap. What I'm going to try and do is use this gap right here as the visual indication of where my resources are going to be going up to the floor above us. So we are going to need, for the floor above us, 1,000 rubber. Again, 500 rubber, 2 conveyor belts. Very good, very nice. We're then going to need 500 heavy oil residue, which will be carried in 1 pipe. So that's 2 conveyor belts and 1 pipe. We're then going to need 1,000 water, which is 2 more pipes. And that's it. And then coming down is 2,000 plastic, which we can just fit onto, like, what? 3? Maybe, honestly, 4 belts. So 4 belts going down. 4 belts down. 2, 3, 2 belts up. 1 pipe. 3 pipes up, including the 2 water. 3 pipes up. So we are going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 logistics moving there. Pipes and conveyor belts, which honestly is completely fine. I have no problems against that. What is you? You're the rubber that I actually need. Okay, fair enough. I won't judge. I'll just massively critique. I like that. Tomorrow's stream, we will be continuing with the logistics, which I'm actually looking forward to. We've got a lot of work to do. I actually want to try and get a thumbnail for tomorrow's stream very quickly. The reason why I'm not rushing the end of the stream, but the reason why I have to try and get to work early today is because we have a someone who's quite high ranking coming over. So we have to make sure everything's prepared for them. I mean, from my end, everything is prepared. But I might need to help around, so that's just, you know. I think they said it was a brigadier. And a brigadier is pretty high ranking, as far as I'm aware. I mean, brigadier rank. Senior field officer rank in the British Army and Royal Marines. Posted above colonel. Below major general. Bloody hell. Okay. That's pretty cool. So I'll just show my Satisfactory world. Can you imagine? Oh. Have you been productive today? Yes, sir. I've been making a Satisfactory world. Jesus. Oh, no. Okay. Seriously, though, a thumbnail. Although it's probably too dark to get a thumbnail now, isn't it? No, we can do it. Look at how nightmarish this looks. Try and get a good shot. No, I think here's going to be our best one. Like so. So that was our first potential thumbnail. This could be good for a second one. There we go. But I think it is starting to get a little bit dark outside. Is it dusk already? Almost, yep. Either way, chat, that is where I'm going to leave it for today because we've done quite a lot. So thank you very much to everyone that did tune in today. We managed to build all of these refineries. Granted, we haven't actually done the logistics fully for everything here. But we've done this in 2.5 hours. And we've also done some dimensional depot work over on our starter factory. So you know what? It's been productive. We also got a power shard. Not power shard. Summer sloop. Don't forget about the summer sloop. I've already forgotten about it, as you can tell. Wait, are you guys built on the right level? Sorry, you just look a lot higher than the rest. You are good. Can you imagine? I've just built all of that wrong. Oh, dearie me. But either way, chat, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm live again tomorrow doing some more Satisfactory shenanigans. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys again tomorrow. But that will do me for today. Stay safe, pioneers, and as always, Godspeed and cheerio.